Cheers, welcome to my channel. This is your daily tarot oracle tales from the Vector. This is general or collective, so only take what resonates for you and leave the rest. The underlying energy for this reading is the sun. Woohoo! So this is from the underlying energy from the tarot. The sun is the happiest card in the deck, so we can expect a happy outcome in this reading. It's talking about God's energy, and when this card comes out, it brings happiness out for the whole reading. It shines light on whatever situation this is about, and brings the truth out. This is you as a child on your destined journey. This is God's plan for you. All the sunflowers behind the wall here represent the energy of the heads of the sunflowers. They turn with the sun and absorb its warmth, and this is also talking about you carrying this heavy banner, which is your destiny, with total ease. This young child is on this pony and totally fearless. There's no reins, no saddle, just a happy little child on a pony. And then we have this energy of the Emperor. So the Emperor is from my oracle. This is the underlying energy from my oracle, Tales from the Vector. This is courtesy of the Intergalactic Federation of Light. And this dragon is the Emperor. This is Sanguinicine Staretska, and this is talking about high-level performance. The Emperor wears his armor underneath his robe, so he's willing to grab an opportunity at any time. This is definitely alpha male energy, although a woman could also be in this energy if need be. And we're talking high level performance here. So this reading is going to be about some sort of happiness coming from succeeding at something, I feel, at a very high level. And we do have you walking here with this bundle of wands. And so this is 10 of wands. 10 of wands is the most that you can have. And this is talking about this energy of the element of fire, and the wands are made of wood because wood fuels the fire, and this is about taking passionate action. So these are the seeds that you've planted with your actions, and this is your harvest for this season. And some of these could be belonging to other people, though. So hopefully, you can see this person's very tired. They've been working really hard to get this home, this harvest in. And if you've ever heard the saying that you can't see the forest for the trees, this is talking about that energy. It's saying that he is got his head so up close and tight to the wands here that he can only see the details. He can't see the big picture. And so this is talking, he's only like minutes from his home, probably 10 minutes by the looks of things here, yet he feels he's way further away from his goal than he really is. Now hopefully these wands are just totally full of the fruits of your labor, and that's why it's so heavy. But some of these could be the actions of people that are close to you that you're carrying. And so if you're carrying any burdens that belong to anyone else, this is saying it's time to put them down right there in the field. Take a little breather and then just bring home the harvest that belongs to you. You don't need to be carrying burdens for other people. They need to look after their own shift. And then this is talking about also there may be ways that you could ease the load for yourself by delegating responsibility and taking a little bit of a load off your shoulders. It's saying, do not quit now. You are so close to your goal. Many people quit right before they're about to succeed. So this is saying, bring the harvest home, sort through it, and then take a look at, okay, what can I do differently in the next season so that I can delegate some responsibility, find better machinery, whatever that is. Sort through your harvest to know what you have so that you can make your life easier the next season. And then we have disappointment in love. So definitely, I feel like you're coming out of a disappointing season into this new energy. This first row that I am, it's the beginning of a pyramid, the floor of it, and it's talking about what's been going on in your life and where you're wanting to go. So this is disappointment in love. This is talking about, it could be, the cups do represent romantic love, but they can represent love of all kinds, and even more love for yourself. This can be talking about something you love to do or something you love to be as well. So if this is romantic love, this quite often can represent a third-party energy. We have 3 cups here instead of 2. And sometimes this 4th gift can be a pregnancy, which is always a beautiful gift, a baby. But if it's not part of the couple, then there would be reason to sit under the tree with disappointment. Now, this can also represent someone, anyone in your life, whether that's a romantic partner, this is someone in business, friends, whatever the family, whatever this is, you've given them 3 chances and they've disappointed you every time. Now they're asking for a 4th chance and you're like, no way, 3 strikes, you're out. I'm done. And then it can also represent you doing your best to get something off the ground 3 times, and all 3 times, like the business or whatever it is, something you really love to do, it just failed, it didn't take, and you're really disappointed in that energy. Or it could be you had 3 different relationships and they all ended up disappointing, or you had partners or people in your family, whatever, disappointing. So this is talking about, you could sit under this tree for the rest of your life, or you could take this cup from the universe and say, okay, I'm going to give her one more go. This person looks very young, too young to give up on love. And then we have the Strength card. So strength and integrity. So this is about having the strength and the integrity to go deep within yourself and really take a good hard look at yourself and say, okay, what do I need to do differently so that I don't end up in the same situation in this next season? And so this is a young woman. She's reaching into this lion's mouth, and this is a mature male lion. This would be very dangerous to do, but he's allowing it. He's got his tail tucked under, and he is in this energy of submission. And that's because he can tell she's determined to reach deep into her fears. That's what he's representing. And really get into this 100% infinite potential to the power of infinity and beyond, the infinity symbol. So she is working, digging deep within herself to allay her fears, so that next time she moves out and starts a project or whatever, she goes out there fearless in her ultimate, like the emperor, high level performance, really being at her peak. And then we have definitely this energy talking possibly about walking away from something or something that you love because of what's been going on here, and having the courage to do so. Sometimes it's hard to walk away from a situation when we love people and we want to give them another chance, and and then they disappoint us again, and it's almost like it can become a cycle that we get caught up in. So this is 8 cups here, and this is you just walking away. I'm done. Absolutely done. This could be 8 years of energy that you've poured into something. If it's a relationship, it doesn't have to be, but it's not a small amount of time. There's only 10 cups in the tarot. So this is saying that you're walking away for something better. You have been doing a lot of work on yourself, and I deserve to have the love I want in my life. I deserve to have a business that's productive and works for me. I deserve a good lifestyle. And this is talking also about the cycles of the moon, are talking about cycles in life, right? So this is, you're done. It's like done and more done. That's the energy. And then we have, off on a new cycle. You're ready. And so this is awesome to see this here. This is talking about this happiness coming in. You see the sun here is white. That is showing that this is a blank slate moving forward, taking a leap of faith, that this is going to be a much better cycle, taking everything you've learned from it, and off you go. And here we do have the tattered sleeves, representing that it's not like you're totally innocent You've learned a lot, and now you're moving forward in this new adventure, and you have a different attitude from everything that you've learned here. And we have the King of Cups coming in. So the King of Cups is the most stable of all the kings when it comes to love. He's the most emotionally available as well. He has learned how to control his emotions and deal with them in a sensible way. He's out in the middle of all this rough water, and rough water in tarot represents chaos, and but he's in the eye of the storm here. He's calm. He does have his right foot forward. He's ready to offer this cup in a moment's notice, but he's smart enough to understand that if the person that he wants to offer it to is like not quite ready, he's not likely to get the result he wants. So he's patiently waiting until this could represent, he might have chaos in his life that he needs to clear up, and this could be he knows the person he wants to offer the cup to has chaos in their life right now, and so he knows this is not the most opportune time, and he's patiently waiting. And as soon as he feels like there's going to be a good chance, off he'll go. And this could be talking about this cup coming in. It's this cup of love. And we have going off to smoother waters with God. Quite often this energy does represent fears that we've had from our childhood, and also negative talk that we tell ourselves. Like when we were young, we might have been told like we're too much this, or we're too much that, or we're not enough this, or we're not smart enough. You need to do something sensible. You can't do what you really want. You need to do something that, you need to go to university. You need to get that nursing degree or whatever. You can't just go off and be whatever you want to be. And so this is talking about this energy of healing the inner child wounds and going off to calmer waters. Now we have like the 6 swords here are representing having they represent your thoughts from your mind. This is talking mental intelligence, discipline of the mind, and your thoughts. So these are the thoughts you tell yourself when you were a child, and what you believed about what other people said. And this is you in this little boat. You have no baggage here. You're wanting to really dig deep and move forward and let go of anything that's holding you back here. And so this energy, look at there's the rough water, and this is, I think, what the King of Cups either is in and is waiting because of that, or knowing that you might be the King of Cups, or you might be a different energy here. So this is talking about the conveyor represents your discipline of your mind and your emotions and digging deep within yourself. This is the conveyor to take you off to calmer waters and pray and meditate and ask God for help in letting go of your fears, your childhood, anything that's limiting you to be able to be on your path and have this happy outcome with the Emperor. See, now the King of Cups could be just talking about the Emperor. This Emperor energy is in this energy because the Emperor is all 4 kings from the minor arcana rolled into one individual. So he becomes that way because he has learned so much from everything that's happened in his life. And then we have the moving out of this cycle here. So definitely this is saying that you've been feeling like you've been in this never-ending cycle and you want to end it. You don't want to be disappointed anymore. You want to just be able to move forward and have people in your life that support you, basically. That's the energy I feel strongly here. And this is talking about possibly, waking up from a nightmare, and it's a never-ending nightmare. You've had it since you were a child, and you're tired of it. You want it to change. And it can also talk about now all of a sudden in your dreams, you're getting more pleasant and quiet. And in your dreams, you're being shown consistent steps of action to take to get out of this energy and move towards your goals. And if it's not dreams, it could be the Holy Spirit coming upon you and you just trying to remember, okay, what was said, so that you can take the next step that you need to do to get out of this disappointment and move into this promise. And so this is talking about the cosmic quilt on your bed here. This quilt has cosmic symbols on it, and it's saying that the universe has you covered. but you are going to have to get out of your comfort zone. You're going to have to get out of bed and take action if you want this to happen. And then we have the King of Pentacles energy. I feel like the kings might be coming up because this Emperor is coming in and you know, you could be, both of you could be on a new journey. We don't know exactly who's who as of yet, but I feel like there's definitely, sometimes when there's an Emperor like this, the kings can be talking about how he earned the title of being an emperor, or how he rose his vibration and to that high of a level. And so the King of Pentacles is someone very wise that you would go to for financial advice, and someone who's highly respected for their business acumen. This quite often could be someone that understands the banking system very well. If they are working in a bank, they would be someone that would most likely be a manager or higher, because we're talking about a king here. This also could represent financial advisors, wealth management, life insurance sales. Could represent retirement planning, and accountants. So this could definitely be talking about, you know, if this is someone in any of those fields, they'd most likely be a partner in a well-established firm. And this can also be talking about real estate for sure, because the pentacle energy represents the element of earth. It's about matters of earth and earthly matters, and money matters when we're in the 3D on earth. To be able to purchase the physical needs and desires that we have, we definitely need money in this day and age. So it's talking about that aspect, but it goes further than that, because you could have all the money in the world, and if you don't have your health and you don't have love in your life, you're not going to be living the best lifestyle that you would want to live. Now, this can also be representing an energy. So if it's real estate, if it's a real estate agent, they'd be someone that's dealing with probably more high-end properties. It could be commercial or residential. This can also talk about land developers and, you know, contractors, people that are builders, of buildings, and that could be offices and condos and homes, whatever that is. This is also possibly minerals, or you know, what comes out of the ground. So this could be things that are sold on the stock market, like gold, silver, diamonds, gas, oil, elements that come out of the ground, and even beautiful crystals, which are, this one is hematite, and hematite is actually about turning negative thoughts into, and hardship into, love and light. And I feel like that's basically what the energy of this reading is. And this is talking about, you know, this can also be agriculture. You could be an entrepreneur that is, you know, highly respected, is doing very well, or even the head financial officer of a big corporation. The King of Pentacles has grapes all over his robe, and those grapes in tarot represent a luxury item. So this is saying that this is someone who can provide a luxurious lifestyle and is looked up to for his business acumen. And then we have some information coming in, communication coming in from the Page of Swords. Now, sometimes the Page of Swords isn't talking about actual communication coming in from others. It could be from this energy here, where you have an epiphany. Aha, I know exactly what I need to do. Or a really awesome idea comes to you, and it could be something that could be lucrative, or the idea that failed for you 3 times, finally you have an epiphany as to why and what you need to do to change it. Or perhaps you've gotten advice from someone and they say, have you tried this? You know, that type of energy. So the sword energy, this is, he's the only page that is not looking directly at his sword, because he already knows what the logical question is. The swords represent discipline of your mind, but they also represent the energy of logic and intuition. So he knows the logical question, he's turning away from the logic, and he's thinking outside the box to use his intuition to come up with a real creative solution to make this work. And aha, he has it. And so this could be the epiphany he received when you were in the wee hours of the morning here. This also could be information, actual information coming in about someone wanting to support that idea. Maybe you asked the King of Pentacles and he was interested in maybe backing this idea that you have, or whatever this is. Could be an invention or whatever it is. And this energy sometimes represents, the pages would work for the king and queen really young, like 7 to 14, depending on how mature they were. Back in those days, the lifespan was shorter, so people worked sooner. And this would be a real coup for him because he's learning. And you might have met a mentor when you were younger, that you were in this energy. Generally, it's talking about under the age of 21. So it might give you an idea of where this information could be coming from, or maybe who you might want to contact for advice. If you're not quite sure who would best be able to do that. Think back when you were in elementary school, high school, when you were just entering college, university, or maybe you apprenticed with someone when you were in the workforce. Someone like when you were under the age of 21, definitely it could be talking about that time frame in your life. And it might give you oh yeah, I remember when I had that problem and I did it like this and it worked. I could apply that here. Or it can be talking about a breath of fresh air, like you just get a resurgence of energy and you're ready. You're not tired anymore. You're anticipating the result. And so this can also talk about, under the age of 21, that the person that is perfect is someone that you haven't seen since elementary school, high school, or when you first started out in the workforce. Maybe you bump into them somewhere and now it's like, yeah, they're really interested in your idea and they want to support it. And then we have the King of Swords energy here. So we have 3 kings out now. So sometimes this is talking about the energy of the emperor as he becomes smarter and smarter. And because this would be the Page of Swords would have learned from the King of Swords. So this is the kind of energy, exactly the energy I'm talking about. Sometimes, though, when 3 kings come out, it can talk about a lot of gossip, a lot of talk. When 3 kings come together, sometimes there's a lot of talk. And so we'll see. It could be either or both. So the King of Swords is someone who's highly respected for their education, their thoughts. They are someone who would generally be very good with words. We can see in the word King of Swords, swords in between the S's is the word. And so this is someone who's very good with words, and they are probably highly educated and use their education and their words and their ability to speak and maybe teach, whatever that is, that they are earn their living, their career is around that. They're not someone who's doing physical labor. And this could definitely represent, because we have a King of Swords here, it's a king. This could definitely represent the political arena, and this definitely could represent people who are very high up, like prime ministers, presidents. It could be congressmen, senators, governors. It could also represent in Canada, like provincial and federal ministers, people who are in charge of making the laws and making sure that things run smooth, hopefully in the government. And then we have this energy also of possibly, definitely the judicial system. So this could be representing. If this is a lawyer, most likely this will be a lawyer that's a partner in an established firm. And it could talk about, head prosecutors, judges, Supreme Court judges. This is, chief of police, people who are high up in whatever they're doing. And sometimes this could represent research or even a best-selling author, maybe someone who's, an influencer, someone who's on stage. It can also be talking about the energy of surgeons, psychiatrists, veterinarians, dentists. So you get the idea. This is like, you could be any of those. These could be friends of yours with, that in those circles. Whoever you are, a lot of people in high-level circles, or this emperor who's interested in your energy knows people in high circles, which most emperors do. And then we have the look at this. We have immature competition coming in. So sometimes this can talk about sibling rivalry. This is the only card in the tarot where there's adolescents fighting and duking it out over something. This, though, is talking, it can be just talking about immature competition. When we get older, we start to realize that when we're in competition, we're really in competition with ourselves. Like if we can handle the pressure when we're under, like going for an interview or something like that, we could really be in this energy of, if we can keep ourselves together like the King of Cups, give the very best presentation we can, we're most likely to get the position. If you're applying for a position or having an interview of some sort, this is my Mean Girls card. So it's talking about an energy of, if you think about way back when you were younger in elementary school and that. Think of narcissistic cheerleaders, and they made the team. So they're all that. And they're at a competition, and they always win, and they have to win because they have to prove themselves. They have to have that trophy. But unfortunately for them, there's another team there that's clearly better, and they're freaking out. What are we going to do? And instead of watching the other team and learning from them and deciding, okay, well, we might not win the trophy this time, but next time we go out there, we're going to be that much better. And really, you only have to be 1% better than the other team to win. A lot of times people think, oh, I got to be so much better. No, just 1% better than what they are. That'll do it. And so especially if everyone on the team has this attitude, then, you could go really far with that attitude. So it's talking about that, when we're younger, we tend to grow out of this eventually, and we start to realize that the competition is within ourselves, being able to keep it together. I apologize for the noise in the background. That'll stop in a moment here. And so we have the energy of the shift disturber. So the shift disturber, we don't know quite what he's up to. He's a walking contradiction. Sometimes this can represent innovative thinking, but quite often it can also represent recklessness. And he has 2 swords planted, and he's sneaking away with these other 5, and we don't know why. He's wearing this bright red cap and these bright red boots, and it's like, if he's a thief, he's in broad daylight here. I mean, we can see him. He's not being very sneaky in broad. He acts sneaky, but we can see him clear as day. So this sometimes can represent, if this is a thief, it wouldn't be a thief in the night, with a flashlight, burglar breaking into your home. This would be more of a guy sitting at the desk pushing intellectual material. He looks like he's doing his job, and he comes in early, he leaves late, he just goes for lunch, he comes back super happy. He's one of those really good employees. But while he's at his desk, he's maybe engaging in, white-collar crime. Like this could be like money laundering, pushing paper, whatever, like forgery, identity theft, that type of energy, embezzlement, whatever that is. And so the thing that bothers me the most about this energy is he's such a walking contradiction. I mean, he's looking back, and clearly he feels like he needs to look over his shoulder. He's being really sneaky, and he's moving forward, but he's not watching where he's going. And look how he's carrying these swords. Like, this is so dangerous. Like, if he trips, and how easily he could, he's not looking where he's going, he could literally lose his hands. Like, who carries swords like that? If he's this dangerous with his own body, like with his own physical being, how safe do you think he's going to be with yours? So yeah, it's an energy. You have to keep an eye on that one. This is talking about the 4 of Pentacles, and it's saying that where you are now, you definitely haven't moved into this total energy, or it's talking about where you were from the past. I feel like this is you see the promise of this happening, and these are the steps that you're starting to take, and you're getting advice from really strong people, or the Emperor has an interest in you and he's giving you this kind of advice here. Now, this energy doesn't have to involve like like a romantic love. This could just be a mentorship of some sort. So this is giving you a very strong foundation for moving forward in success and going after your heart's desires and even your crowning glory. And this can be talking about you're going to have to leave your comfort zone. It's sitting on this energy here as well. You're going to have to leave your comfort zone, maybe turn your back to the city, to people that you used to hang around with that were not empowering you to move forward. This is more like deciding, okay, I have to make some changes in my life and really stay focused on where I want to go here. And so turning the back to the old place, this is about maybe moving, changing location, and if not that, but moving forward in your life. No more playing small, being willing to take the small risks, that, or even some of the bigger ones that are calculated risks, to move forward and move out of, this is safe money, and this is your authentic desires and your crowning glory. So it's 3 levels of making money, and to move from one level to the next, you do have to put your energy into it, and you have to take the necessary calculated risks and do it, in a smart way to be able to move up and then be actually earning a living doing what you love to do, like with all the, like the Emperor does basically, and being in this energy here, happy. Look you're a star, you were meant to shine. This is confirmation. You're going to make it to the top with this attitude. This is really good energy. And this is saying you're following your North Node. You're wanting to reach the top of the pyramid, but you want to do it in the correct way. And you want the lifestyle. It's not about money so much for you. You'll take the money for sure, because that's a big part of it. But you also want the love in your life, and you want to be healthy and happy and just really enjoying your life. And this is talking about, this is how it was meant to be for you. You're a child of God. You're meant to have this ability. We have the 7 stellar sisters of the Pleiades. It's talking about all 7 chakras being in alignment. You're really balanced in your energy, and you're pouring your unique qualities into the universal pool and then pouring that out onto Earth. And you'll notice there's 5 streams here, and those 5 streams represent the energy of the pentacle energy. The pentacle has 5 points on the star. And so it's talking about bringing that. It's not just a dream anymore. It's not just a thought. It's about bringing your dreams into real life through action. And we have, this is you. I feel like this is you bringing in that harvest and laying down any burdens that don't belong to you so that you can do so. You're very determined here. You've maybe just been disappointed again, and you really truly are done this time. You're like, I'm not, I need, and you've been doing a lot of maybe prayer and meditation, going inward, isolating yourself a bit, and then you have this breath of fresh air. Like it's like, aha, I have it. I know exactly what I want to do and how I'm going to do it. And you have a strong foundation to do so. And this is talking about the star energy. That this is something that is your North Node, like it's what you feel like in your heart. This is what I've always wanted to do this since I was younger, and I was too afraid to really step out on my own and do it, Instead, I listened to other people and what they thought I should do, which maybe back then wasn't such a bad thing when maybe you have a really good education and that's going to empower you. So sometimes this can be talking about the steps of action that you take. Actually, it may seem like they were mistakes, but in the end, they really empower you. This is talking also about not going back to energy that doesn't have your best interests at heart, like not engaging in that waste of energy here of, you may have even been in competition with people that you didn't even know you were in competition with. So it took 5 of them to add up to you, and they're like, they don't want you to know that they were in competition with you, because then it would be harder. So sometimes this King of Cups energy is also talking about someone that is in your life to support your goals, you know. But it also, and this could also talk about a fatherly figure that you look up to. But I feel for some, this definitely could be a love offer here from the emperor. And if this is representing his energy and telling the story of how he became an emperor, you might be that emperor, and you might be seeing someone, hey, that reminds me of me when I was in that position. I bet you if I empowered them, they would become a star in no time. So just whichever way it works, but in any case, the sun is shining on this. This is God's plan, is for the two of you to connect so that this happens. And in God's timing. Awesome reading. So let's see, I'm going to clarify for those that want clarification. If you're leaving the reading here, thank you so much for your time and your energy, your likes and your comments and subscribes. I truly appreciate them all. And I'm going to, the numbers on the cards here are representing the numbers in my gallery on my website, talesfromthevector.com. This oracle is exclusive to this channel. I don't have a deck out yet. I'm still working on gathering the information. So there's 64 paintings, and this is the order that they are put in on my gallery. So if you want to check it out, you can. I will put the information below, and I'll put these cards as they appear, the numbers of them, in the description box as well, so you know which paintings to look for. So we have the High Priestess energy. This is saying really use your intuition. The High Priestess is joyful because she uses her both sides of that sword. She uses her logic and her intuition to have creative solutions to any problem. And she sits right by the throne of God. So of course she's joyful because she's in his light, being, you know, and love and happiness. And we have this energy of moon energy, which is talking about hidden illusions and secrets that are maybe coming out, and that you need to find out about, and maybe that's what you are finding out about, and it could be really challenging. But this is saying keep your emotions in check, and remember right now we're in between August 12th, we had this energy of the Leo eclipse, and that was a new moon in Leo, and it was a total solar eclipse. So understand that that's about romance, taking leadership, all of that. And then on the 28th, which is about 9 days from when I post this, there is another eclipse happening, and that's in Pisces. So that's more emotional, and it's more forgiving and very, very intuitive energy. And so just be aware that we're kind of in this energy, and it's kind of like 1 minute you might be feeling really, really excited and happy, and everything's working out, and the next minute you might be like, oh man, the energy is so heavy. So just be aware, keep your emotions in check, like the King of Cups here, and don't be impulsive right now, and just stay on course. That's what it's saying. Temperance is also saying the same thing. It's saying, keep your emotions in check, stay calm, keep following your destined path. You're doing really well. You're on your way. This is already got, the sun is shining on this. It's all falling into place. And speaking of falling, we have the falling star energy. And so this is about Anahata. This is the heart chakra energy. So this is talking about falling and failing in love is a matter of I. So sometimes you have to look after yourself first and foremost so that you can empower others. And that means sometimes going inward and taking time for yourself to meditate and pray and look after yourself and figure out, what do I need to do to have the lifestyle I want? Once you're in that position, then you can empower others. And we have superstars. So we have 3 stars already in this here. So if you didn't know you're a star, you are a superstar. And keep following your North Node energy. We have the sun again on this energy. Any competition, and I do feel like the sun is saying again that this is the emperor that wants to offer the cup of love. It's repeating it. And again, it's talking about, you're doing really great. This is a real happy, Like I'm smiling as I see this because it's like, yay, this is really good news, right? And it's also saying that, hey, now that you've been in this energy and you're on this new cycle, this is already coming in for you. So just stay calm. It could get a little volatile here because that's what happens right before you're about to get what you want. Quite often, you know, that's when people quit, right before. Do not quit, keep going. And we have the Pisces energy here coming in. So when zodiac signs come in my readings, I just want you to be aware. I'm not talking about individual people. I'm talking about the quality of the sign. What is the state of being of Pisces? And so I was saying, you know, Pisces energy is, we've got that eclipse coming up right on the 28th here. So I feel like, remember, we're in a very emotional time. You could be really, really sensitive right now. So just, you know, be aware of that and don't do anything impulsive and irrational and, you know, get yourself into a situation where you're stuck, where you're taking off your path, because that's what this energy is saying. You don't want hidden illusions and secrets coming out and then you get distracted by them and you go off your path and then you miss out on opportunities that you were supposed to have come in. And you've been waiting a long time for this. The Hangman he hangs from the tree of knowledge, and he's upside down and he doesn't take action until his aura is very bright with knowledge that he has. He's looked at whatever it is from every angle and decided, okay, this is how I'm going to approach it. It's talking about having a very balanced state emotionally, physically, like you're not in this exhausted energy anymore. You're balanced and ready to go. And you may have been stuck for a while in this other energy, but this cycle is beginning now, and it's moving into it. You might find that there was maybe a big part of the reason why you didn't fit in when you were younger, and you know, you had all these fears and people were telling you, no, you need to do it this way, is because they were jealous of you. And this is saying, you know, this sometimes can be sibling rivalry, and so can this. You might have taken some things that your siblings said to you to heart, and maybe your parents. You know, when we're younger, we're especially if it's a very sensitive energy, if you're really sensitive, that sensitivity can either work for you or against you. And so it's a really good idea to have gone off and healed this energy, if that's the case, because that could be what was holding you up, is your own self-talk, talking you out of taking the opportunities when they were showing up for you. And now that you've healed yourself, you don't care what if people are jealous of you or whatever, and you're not jealous of other people. You're saying, I'd rather be better than bitter. And then we have the Wheel of Fortune at the very top. So definitely God's plan is for you to be in this energy. You deserve it. You've stayed on course through a lot of difficulty here. You've carried some heavy burdens. It's time to put them down and move forward. And the Wheel of Fortune is turning for you in your favor. And you watch for synchronicities that are coming in from the universe, because these are the opportunities being presented to you. Okay, this is really beautiful energy. I do hope you've enjoyed this. I really enjoyed this reading. It's got a lot of real promise to it. So thank you for your time and energy, your likes, comments, and your subscribes. I really appreciate them all. Also, I just wanted to say that I started doing a short a day, basically, and I do have a playlist with those, and they show highlights from all of these readings, just one a day. And I do have a playlist if you're interested in seeing that. All right, bye for now.